Well, the police minister, Jeremy, right now is currently engaging with some selected community leaders. Most of the community leaders, there are police officers all over around us, Jeremy, so you might get to see them in shot in some instances. He is currently now briefing some community leaders who were taken out of this imbizo that was held by the Minister of Police. We know that the Premier of the Western Cape is also here. She was also at the stakeholders meeting, which was held prior to this imbizo, where the residents now are waiting on the police minister, who is engaging with some selected community leaders, discussing with them a way forward. Most of the community leaders here have been arrested in the past couple of days following the unrest that has been happening in this area. Now, we know that following that stakeholders meeting that was held by the minister here in Hermanus, he mentioned how there will be more police officers deployed to the area. Remember, there was a police officer that was injured during the unrest in this community. A firearm, a 9mm firearm, was stolen from him. We do understand that some of the firearms that were stolen from the police have been retrieved. However, the minister did say that they still need to look for another firearm that was taken during the unrest here in this community. Now, I'm going to ask my colleague to walk with me and show you. I'm trying to paint a scene, and I'm trying to show you how volatile the situation is right now and how palpable the tension is right now. Police now have formed a human chain, barricading and preventing these residents from going across to the minister to go and speak to them. I had an opportunity to speak to them earlier on, Jeremy, and they were saying to me that some of their young children, babies specifically, inhaled a tear gas over the past few weeks, and as a result of that have been admitted to hospital.
Athi, a little earlier in the week there were calls by the opposition Democratic Alliance to deploy the army in parts of the province. What exactly then are the community residents in Hermanus want of the police and the police minister?
Before that, Jeremy, there is a community member next to me who I managed to talk to earlier on. I'm just going to throw to him and let him, talk about the address that was just wrapped up now by the Minister Bheki Cele. Why does it seem like residents are not happy about what the minister was saying?
eNCA uBheki Cele umamele abantu abathetha kuqala ngokubi kwicala labahlali. So uBheki Cele kangaxa abamamele ukuthi abahlali isikhalazo zabo zintoni, because abahlali bathi bafuna before bathethe thina sithi bafuna ileader zabo siphume, because akho leader i1 enokuwisa icingo ekubeni ba abahlali besithi ngabo abawise icingo. You understand? So abamchazelanga ngoku aba balapha Western Cape apha ezolile ukuthi icingo liwise ngabahlali.
Well, this community member is saying to me, Jeremy, that when the minister was addressing them in the imbizo, he mentioned how obviously there will be more police deployment to the area to try and restore calm and law and order in this community. He's saying to me that the residents are adamant that they, on their side, are saying that the leaders that have been arrested during the unrest in this community, they want them released. However, that's something the minister cannot ensure, because obviously these people still need to appear in court for the various charges that they've been charged with following their arrests. Now, we know also the Premier's here. Like I said, I managed to speak to her, and she spoke about the extensive damage that has been caused and how it will cost millions to repair the police station that was vandalized. Schools are also closed in this community, Jeremy, and like I said to you right now, tension is palpable in Zweli.
And Athi, I'm sure that the residents, and as you say, many of them fairly disgruntled and angry, are also have serious questions for the Premier of the province, who you told me was also in attendance.
Yes, that's correct, Jeremy. And in fact, there's only one thing that these residents want right now. Remember, this unrest in Zwelihle started a couple of weeks ago when they saw a fence being erected on a piece of land that they had hoped was going to be used for houses. Now, they were saying to me that it was not communicated to them that a fence was going to be built on that piece of land, and that they were not told what was going to happen on that piece of land. Now, they took to the streets in protest, and following that, many of their community leaders were arrested. Now, that continued to spark the unrest in this community. Residents disgruntled, saying that they want their community leaders to be released. Now, the Premier being here, obviously also showing that she is interested in trying to resolve this matter. She did try to come to the community last week, and that obviously didn't yield any success because she had to be turned away. Situation was very volatile at the time. However, right now I just want to give you more of what's going on, Jamie. I'm going to ask my colleague to walk with me and show you that the minister right now is just wrapped up that meeting that he had with some of the community leaders that were, you know, selected from the community. I'm just going to try and doorstop him, Jeremy. Minister, we're live right now on eNCA. What did you finish and agree with some of the leaders here?
Well, as we finished the meeting, they approached me, quite several of them. The committee, I think they are called, a renewal committee. Zwelihle Renewal Committee. Zwelihle Renewal Committee. They have approached me. They suspect strongly that I had one-sided matter. I did have initial meeting. I'll definitely give them an ear. That's why we have agreed to meet again here on Tuesday. I've requested my office already to push everything aside to meet here on Tuesday. They have issues, especially about the police. They have issues about the service delivery, so that will be put on the agenda. They have issues about the people that are arrested. I say we will meet with the committee that is there. They wanted those that are arrested to be part of the meeting. I said, no, put it on the agenda. We'll talk about it come Tuesday. They wanted the police to be removed. I said, no. For now, the police will patrol the area, and let's talk about all those things on Tuesday. But definitely we're here on Tuesday, and it looks like we'll work hard to find the solution.
What happens in the interim, Minister, because tension is very palpable in this community. They are aggravated. What happens in this time between now and next week, Tuesday, when you meet with them?
Is exactly the reason why you cannot remove the police. What can happen, I'll address the police. If there is a way of opening communication now, that can be done, is no problem. Because they promised me that is them that find the guns. 3 guns were lost, 2 were found, we want 1. I have asked them to help that we find that gun. They said they have cooperated on the other 2 guns. Maybe that cooperation can work now. That's why every other thing next week is cancelled, so that we'll try to work this thing within 72 hours to try and find the permanent solution.
Minister, that police officer that was injured and allegedly attacked, how is he doing? And, you know, in what manner was he attacked? There are claims that he was axed. Can you please confirm how he was injured?
Yes, somebody got in the police vehicle. They asked the police, I'll be seeing him after this, and then they took those 3 guns. As I've said, 2 are back, and the police has been injured. So I agree there is a hell of tension here. That's why if we can find a little bit of an opening of communication between the police and the community here, we'll be fine. That's what one will try to do even before we leave now.
Minister, will the barricades remain in place? We believe that residents of Zwelihle couldn't leave and couldn't move freely. Earlier on, you said in the briefing that we can't have a hostage situation.
Not early on. Here in the mass meeting, I did say that. It's unfortunate if you did not hear. I said nobody will be a prisoner in the township. People must be allowed to get out and get in. So that's one thing that we need even to do before the meeting happens. That's why we are saying police cannot be withdrawn, because whoever breaks the law, whoever forces people to do things that they don't want to do, the police must maintain and enforce the law.
We believe a second person has been injured. A second policeman was also robbed. And we also, Minister, if you can just give us some information, we believe that the person arrested yesterday is a prison warder. Can you confirm that, please?
Well, yesterday I...
appeared in court, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
well, the leader that we are demanding to be released, and I've said to them cannot be released, put it on the agenda on Tuesday. Yes, it is confirmed. He works for the correctional services.